Why does this road always blow yellow tire smoke?
Man, I have no idea. It's the weirdest thing ever. People were showing me the pictures and videos. I'm like, I mean, those ET streets, they're or that was on my street tires actually. I thought, well, maybe it's
Yeah.
those China tires I put on there, but apparently everybody was doing yellow smoke.
Y'all, welcome to the Drag Driver Pete News presented by Summit Racing for Jim, introduce yourself, tell everybody where you're from, and then the name of the shop.
Morning, Jim Hopping. Hope you guys can hear me. I'm kind of stuck in a Connex temporary shop in eastern Oklahoma, little town called Muldrow. Got a 85 Olds Cutlass, a NA big block in it. You two guys are probably responsible for me being so eat up with drag and drive the last couple of years. And if I can get your address so I can send the credit card bills, that'd be great.
Bring it on. What's the name of the shop? Because you do transmission rebuilds and all that kind of cool stuff.
Professionally, I'm a fabricator and offload shop. I just do transmissions at home. Don't officially have a name or anything along those lines. I stay super hooked up doing that for sure. That's all behind me right now.
That's awesome, man. And actually, I met you through a guy named Wes Evans, who I met through the NARCS cart because he wants me to do some Gambler 500 stuff, and then you and I have become friends, and now we got to get Wes into drag and drive.
Man, I've been trying to get him to race car for years. He's pretty wound up with livestock and his kids showing. That stuff keeps him going nonstop. Like I do, he never sleeps. One of these days, maybe we can get him in a race car.
Yeah, see, with him never sleeping, that would make him a perfect drag and drive racer.
yeah, probably so.
Well, over here above Eric is Mr. Rich Woodward. Dude, what's up, man? Tell us what's going on. You look fresh this morning.
I am looking fresh. Just got from the barber. We are just hanging out in the garage today, tinkering, trying to get this thing fixed. It was a rough outing, as we all saw, for me this year. It's not been a good year. So we're tinkering, we're playing, we're trying to figure out a game plan to get this thing up and going again.
Well, hey, that's the way it goes when you race very fast cars.
Yeah, I was excited to be in A class this year, knowing Super Street's a pretty weird class where a lot of 850 cars end up in because wings and bumpers and stuff like that. So I went in very optimistic and was quickly knocked into the dirt day one. So
that's the way it goes, man. It's you've had a pretty hard run in that car, and we wish you all kinds of good luck moving forward.
Appreciate it.
Well, I want to take this first segment a little bit and kind of just tell some stories from the last event that you went to, right? Because Rich was on Drag Week with us. Jim did Sick Michigan Miles. So just a couple stories from those events because you guys have been out living the dream. Yeah, we'll start with Jim first.
Yeah, just about a month back, I guess now, came from Michigan Miles. I like doing Tom's 8th mile stuff. My car is not fast, but it's also not really got the equipment to run quarter mile and feel safe. But pretty neat deal for me. My dad lives just south of Detroit. They started Michigan Miles at Milan this year, or Durana Dragway now. And my dad sold his last race car when my mom was pregnant with me.
Wow.
And he hadn't been on a drag strip, he told me, since he hadn't been to a drag strip, even just to spectate, since about 89 or 90.
Oh.
Man, it was wild for me to be able to take him and show him how race cars and street cars have progressed. He had no idea that there were going to be 2,000, 2,500 horse cars doing this 1,000-mile loop in Michigan, and he was nothing but smiles all week. He and my mom separated when I was pretty young, and there was quite a span there where we didn't see each other, so we got to do a lot of catching up. And he had a great time. I had a great time also. We did 666 last fall, and I went into that a little wrong. I wanted to try to be faster every day, and it took a little bit of the enjoyment out of it for myself and my co-driver Aaron. So I decided to go do Michigan, and I wasn't going to worry about it. Just going to keep the car together and have a good time, see the sights, hang out with my dad.
That's cool, man.
So from my house, did the route and back was 3,711 miles.
Dude, you're an animal.
Hey, I don't believe in trailers. I've got one, but that thing, my son's the only person that really uses that thing.
So wait, hang on. You drove your car from Oklahoma to Milan to start, and then what did your dad think about the ride in your car? Because, like, listen, they're all big talk until about 700 miles in. Then they're like, "This is crazy."
I left Saturday morning about 6:30 a.m. here from Oklahoma. Drove one shot at it, myself. Drove all the way to his place. Didn't have any car problems. Had some trailer trouble. It broke 2 leaf springs on a trailer, and I broke it 3 times somehow or another. But I rolled into his place pretty late. It was about 2 a.m. We got up the next morning, and I said, you're about to do 1,000 miles in this thing. I don't, are you going to be able to handle this or not? He's not, he's still in great shape, but he's definitely older.
Attention high performance enthusiasts and racers, meet the Mahle Motorsports Power Pack Piston Kit, your ultimate solution for Power Pack performance. The Power Pack pistons are either made from a 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances and improved temperature stability, or a 2618 alloy to allow for increased detonation resistance. So what sets Mahle apart? It's their forged pistons, graphol coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Elevate your ride with Mahle Motorsports, where performance meets precision. Visit MahleMotorsports.com for more details. And to all of our podcast listeners, Mahle is spelled Mahle.
And he said, "Well, I don't know, but yeah, let's go." And so I got him in the car, and we went and got fuel and got breakfast, and just cruised around. Went to one of his buddies' places and tried to fix the trailer, and that was a disaster. And ended up doing wicked trailer burnouts in front of his buddy's farm shop, and then like everywhere between there and back to his house, we're about to trailer burnouts now. So he handled it like a champ, man. I don't know if he was putting on a show or if he was in, but it was a really good time being able to take my dad and experience some stuff. You always want to bring somebody new to a drag and drive. Mm-hmm. Seeing their reaction to some of the stuff that goes on and some of the stuff that shows up. I'm by no means fast, but we still had a great time, and he wanted to help so bad, and there's nothing to do on my car. It's a street car. He's like, "What do we need to do?" Like, "You don't need to do anything, Dad. Get in the chair and hang out." So
he's like, "Put plugs in it or something." Come on, man.
The third day we were at the hotel on Lake Superior, I think, in the Upper Peninsula, and he's like, "Do we need to do anything?" I said, "Let's put plugs in it." And I didn't need to put plugs in it, but we were both kind of bored at that point, so we did.
That's pretty cool. That's man, that's awesome. I'm jealous of you for sure. That's a fun trip. I hope one day my kids take me on one.
Hey,
that would be awesome.
My son involved too. Maybe we can split some of the bills.
Rich, man, give us a story or two from Drag Week. All right, well, let's stay with Jim until Rich can hear us again there. So let's talk about give us something from the circuit, dude. Why does this road always blow yellow tire smoke?
Man, I have no idea. It's the weirdest thing ever. People are showing me the pictures and videos. Like, I mean, those ET streets, they're that was on my street tires actually. I thought, well, maybe it's those China tires I put on there, but apparently everybody was doing yellow smoke.
Right? It was pretty wild because like this is in Michigan. This is at the circuit, and that road always does. It always looks so cool, and it always draws a ton of conversation when we post up videos and stuff like this. But dude, you had a great circuit. Had a ton of fun. We can't wait, man. It's gonna be a blast.
That's probably my favorite event to hit every year. That was the first drag and drive that I actually did. I've been following it for years. Every time Drag Week would come near Tulsa, I'm gonna go watch. But I was part of that group. Of your friends that say, well, one day I'll do it. I think it was the circuit 21 or 22 where Red Hat Scotty and you guys were going to do that ramen noodle challenge, and I thought we can do that, and I got way over my head in a car that was going to be way over budget, and just anyway, I kind of gave up on that deal. And I don't know if it was you, Mike, or somebody said, hey, you got a big block Cutlass. Why are you not taking that? And because that thing's never been more than 10 miles from the house, and kind of, I don't know if I got bullied into coming or what the deal was, but whoever put the pressure on me, I'm sure glad they did, because this is what I'm about now, man. I've been in off-road and rock crawlers for the last 15, 20 years because, well, I got out of race cars because rock crawlers seem like they'd be cheaper. They're not.
No way. No way.
But
Dude, you got 2 axles, 2 drive shafts, transfer cases, all that kind of stuff.
well, you think you can do it with junk parts, and then that escalates real quick. I still got the rock crawler, but it's been kind of retired to tractor duty around the house now, and I'm just eat up with drag and drive. We're doing 6 Smokies. Of course, I'm 100% in on the circuit this coming year,
Oh, yeah.
and we'll try and do Michigan and Smokies again next year if I can get in on that deal. Here's a good one for you. My 2-door Cutlass, and I've got a 6-point in it cage, and Aaron Fleetwood's always been my co-dog, keeps me in check, keeps us going, and so he's going to go on that one. Well, my wife has been wanting to see that part of the country for forever. We've tried to plan some vacations out there, just never worked out. She said, I'm going. I said, well, you're going to have to call Aaron and kick him out because I'm not doing it. She said, no, I'll ride in the back seat. I opened the door to that car and I said, you're going to crawl through that 6 to 8 times a day, and she said, yeah, so we'll get in and out of it 5 times right now. And, if you're in, let's do it. So we're going to ride 3 deep in that 2-door car on 6 Smokies and hopefully have a blast there too.
That's going to be awesome, dude. And she'll be way to cuddle with than Aaron is.
Yeah, probably. Aaron's got a good credit card though, so I got to keep him. Just in case.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Wow, that's going to be really cool to be able to do that and kind of share that experience with her.
Yeah, hey, my wife is a rock star. I wouldn't trade her for anything. She puts up with all these shenanigans. I mean, you guys, I'm sure, same way. Mike, I know. I've talked to your wife multiple times. She's awesome. They put up with.
She's not one of these with me though. She's like, nope.
She's not.
We rented an
huh?
RV, maybe.
Yeah, my wife's been doing the gambler stuff with us for years, and she's about it. Let's go. Let's do something. Let's do parking lot beers.
That's awesome. Well, guys, listen, we can't do this without y'all. You know how this works. You're our race car friends. Hit the share button as we jump in here. I do want to say thanks to everybody that has been sharing this stuff and making comments the last few shows. Man, it's been really cool to see the growth from that. We really appreciate that a whole bunch. And then thank you so much to our sponsors who help us make all of this possible, the travel, the equipment, all the stuff that goes on, the PRI award shows, all that kind of stuff that happens here at Drag Drive Repeat, Summit Racing, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing Products, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Y'all, I just ask, if you're shopping for stuff, hit those guys up first, see if they've got something that you can work with. We would be certainly appreciative of that.